Welcome back to Pat on. That's a clunky one. Welcome back to Pat on the Back, guys. We are a lot of new happening in the studio today. I've got new mic, new auxiliary listener cord, new audio interface, and new headphones, and also new glasses. So, very exciting new things happening over here for Pat on the Back. I haven't had new glasses in 3 years, I think. And now that I do have them, like, I forgot how long it takes to get used to how new glasses fit. And like, I don't just mean like the lenses. The lenses, like that, yeah, they'll give you a little bit of a headache for the first like day or two, but you just wear them for like an hour at a time and then take a break and then put them back on and you're fine in that time. The part that actually took longer for me to adjust to was the tightness of the frames. If you guys are glasses wearers, you know what the fuck I'm talking about, where like you'll get like these new frames that are like gripping to the way they're supposed to look, if that makes sense. And they're like there's no give to them. They're fucking tight, dude. Like a fucking I was gonna say they're tight like a new porn star, but if we're being honest, I don't think like how often do you get a porn star who's like new to the biz and you're like they're tight? It cannot be that often. Like there's no way. That doesn't make any sense for there to be like a tight. I feel like if you're a porn star, you're probably to some extent a little bit of a slut. You've had sex. There's no virgins being like, you know what, I just want to get into porn, I think is the move. Like I don't think that's a thing that happens. Now, I could be wrong. I don't know each individual person's story who joins the adult entertainment industry. So I could be wrong. But I think it's fair to say that if you get fucked on camera for money and you're like, this is the life I've chosen, I really like this, it's unlikely that it's the first time that you are having sexual relations with another individual. I think it's very unlikely. And I think that's based on statistics, but I'm currently using like boxed milk from the dollar store. So does my opinion really mean anything? No. I don't like nothing I say matters at all, you know? Like I had to wait for my tax return to come in so I could spend $40 on a new audio interface and this nifty new mic cover that is the color green, dark green mic cover. Don't know why I was like green's the color of the podcast. That's what's on the logo, so I got to get a green one. You know, like what the fuck else am I gonna get? A not green one? Like the fuck? So last Thursday, I had the great grand pleasure of driving my baby sister, who is not a baby, driving my baby sister to the airport in Boston during rush hour. And I don't know if they've changed the way things are done. It takes when I checked it first thing, like the days leading up to it, was like it's going to take an hour 50, an hour 50, an hour 50. And I was okay, that's a plannable number. They say for international flights, because she's flying internationally, they say, yo, you got to show up 3 hours beforehand. I've never taken an international flight outside of when the military made me take an international flight. That's the only time I've left the country. I don't have a passport. They don't care. You're going, you know? So I'm driving my sister to Boston. They say show up 3 hours before the flight. So, okay. Her flight's at 7:30. We're gonna get there at 4:30. Takes an hour and 50 minutes to get there. I've checked it multiple times throughout the day. Different times, different places. Everything is saying an hour, 50 minutes. Every single time I check. We leave work at 2:30. I'm gonna get her there just in time. Plenty of time. We've got enough time to make a stop. There's no way it's like you need exactly 3 hours at a minimum. It's like you need they say 3 hours, but there's some built-in time there for you to sit at the gate and do fuck all, you know? So, we're sitting there at work, we clock out at 2:30, start heading out. We stop, grab a coffee or two. She wants to change out of her work boots and blue jeans, obviously, throw on some sweats. Totally get that. So we stop at a Starbucks, hit the bucks, coffee on her. Fantastic deal. Then we're hopping in the car. As soon as I hop in the car, pull up the GPS, it says it's going to take 2 hours and 40 minutes to arrive at our destination. When I left work at 2:30, I checked at 2:15. I was like, how much time is this going to take? It said the hour 50. Then I plug it in. It goes, we've added 50 minutes to your commute. I was like, well, now we have no choice but to take tolls. It's the only way we are going to be anywhere near this 3 hour time because she's a stressful person about being late. I'm a stressful person about being late. So we try to mitigate that and we're just like, fuck it. We will show up early. We will figure out the toll situation. It's going to suck. We'll have to pay it. Not a big deal, but at least we don't have to worry about the flight. We're driving there and I don't even know, at least an hour and a half there. We're getting close. Then it tells us it's going to take us 40 minutes to drive the next 12 miles to get to the airport. That math doesn't seem right. And then I figured out why. It's because it wanted us to get off of the highway and drive through a town, like some town or city or whatever, for like 10 miles, which doesn't make any sense. I've never done that once. I asked other people about that. They were like, well, no, we've never had to. Like, I always take the highway and I go on the highway all the way there. And when I get off, I'm right at the airport. I'm like, that's how I've always done it. And that's how I've always done it for literally every single airport I've gone to. Providence, Boston, fuck anytime I went any of the airports in Texas, whether it was Austin, Dallas, whatever. I'm always hopping. You get off the airport or you get off the highway and you're right there at the airport. I've never had to drive through it. I'm looking at like little shops, like personally owned boudoirs. That's not the right word. Not a boudoir. A banquet? No, it's you guys know what the fuck I'm talking about. Some little shopette where it's like this is fucking some woman's dream to sell crystals and bracelets and dream catchers, like one of those fucking things. It's like, okay, like whatever, you know. I guess we'll just fucking take a tour of this town while the fuck we're at it, dude. Like we'll watch this high school baseball game while we sit at this stoplight for 45 minutes or however the fuck long we could possibly manage to decide that it's going to take this fucking long to get there. And so we hop back on the highway. I guess we went around some accident or some shutdown bridge or something. Who the fuck knows? I don't know. I don't care. We're on our way there. This is where I dropped the ball a little bit. This is where I was the adult in the situation as the oldest of two people. My sister is 22 years old. I am 28 years old. I did not execute well, admittedly. For one, I had to pee so bad that eventually I pulled over like in front of a cop and just took a piss. And when I got it wasn't a busy road. Thankfully, it was right by the airport. It wasn't a busy road, but I pulled off to the side. I get out and I walk over to my sister. She's sitting in the passenger seat, and I open the door and I go, "Hey, don't look this way." and I lean up against my car in broad daylight, and I start peeing, but I have to hide it because there's still traffic, like, not traffic, but, like, a car or 2 going by here and there. So I'm just peeing on my car door. Like I have no other choice but to pee on my car door. And this is where I started to feel really bad because my sister also had to pee, but there was no way I could accommodate that. I was on the verge of peeing my pants and I had no change of clothes. We had a full suitcase for my sister. We had caveats that we could pull out for that. But she was like, I'm good right now. It's not a crisis. We're going to keep her moving. I was like, all right, well, fucking hop on and we're going to go around. I went around this airport 4 times because I'm not a smart person. It took me 4 tries, full laps around the airport to finally see that I'm supposed to be going all the way off to the right to get to departures. I made the stupid mistake of being like, well, she's departing from Terminal E. There's this big sign that says Terminal E, so I'll just follow that. And that was wrong. I was supposed to follow one giant sign that just says departures and then figure it out from I didn't know that. I haven't been to an airport in 6 years minimum. Probably close to 7 or 8 years now that I'm really thinking about it. I don't think I've flown since, like, 2018. So, when I'm getting dropped back off at the airport last time I went to the airport, I didn't drive. I didn't have to navigate shit. I sat in the back, with my future wife at the time, and, like, fucking my mom and dad or my mom and Brent or my sister or whatever fucking drove me to the I wasn't looking where the fuck we were going because it wasn't my fucking job, dude, so I've never thought about that, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to figure this out. My sister is losing time on her ability to hold her urine in, and I felt so bad to the point I was like, "If you pee in my car, you pee in my car, like, it's really, really my fault." Like, I cannot figure this out, and the even worse part is the 3rd trip around, my sister went, "I think we're supposed to be over there," and I just fucking drove by where she told me to go. I fucked the whole thing up. I was not good. I was totally terrible, but that's the fucking way it went, dude. And so anyway, it takes me 4 tries. I finally get her to departures. I figure it out. She's on the verge of peeing herself, like moments away. I was like, look, when you stand up and you start walking, you're going to feel better. Just make it to where I can drop you off at the gate. We are right there. We just need this car to pull off to the side and then we're zooming up. You're going to get out of the car and you're going to feel better. You're going to feel good enough that you'll make it to a bathroom. So we pull over. She gets out. She's like, how do I find a bathroom? I'm like, see that guy holding a luggage cart with a vest on? Ask that guy, I need your closest bathroom right now. Where is the closest bathroom? And go straight there. So I drop her. It's quick goodbye, fucking one arm hug, but go. Start sprinting, run. Run into the airport screaming. Nothing bad can happen. If you run into the airport screaming, you need a bathroom or you're gonna fucking kill somebody. It'll be 100% safe if you do that. I promise it'll be safe if you do that. That's what you need to do. You're a 22-year-old white girl. You will be safe, but you need to run into this airport and start screaming like you're gonna hurt somebody if you don't get the opportunity to take a piss right now. So she doesn't do that. She walks in and very calmly asks someone where the bathroom is and then tracks it down. And she makes it to the bathroom, fortunately. That was good. She tracks down to the bathroom. And I'm texting her up to date while I'm driving home, texting while driving in a hypothetical situation. This is how I was doing it. Actually, every time I received and sent a text, I actually pulled off to the side of the road and I sent the message and then I got back on the road. And then 30 seconds later, I pulled off again and I responded just because I was trying to make sure she was good. But also, it's going to take me 2 hours to get home. I'm going to I'm not going to pull over and wait for her to get to the gate. Who the fuck knows how long that's going to take? Evidently, not very long. Okay, because I was driving through Boston. I went the no toll route on the way home because I was like, it matters less now because I can get home whenever. Home's not going anywhere. There's no departure time for my fucking house. So I'm driving home and I make it to, I want to say Quincy, which is maybe 20 minutes, a half an hour. I'll say a half an hour outside of Boston based on the route that I went. And a half an hour has passed is the easiest way to say that. A half an hour has passed. And she texts me and she goes, made it to the bathroom, bag is checked, going through security now. And then 5 minutes later said, through security, I'm at the gate, gonna go find something to drink. And I was like, okay, so 30 minutes is how long it's, so we could have found a bathroom, eaten a full meal, gotten to the airport at 7, and you would have made your flight at 7:30. That's what you're telling me? That's preposterous. 3 hours is a fucking joke. Dude, you do not need, at least at Logan International on a Thursday, flying to London, you don't need to show up 3 hours early. So that was a lesson learned. I thought for everything I read said, yes, you have to. I've never taken one. She's never taken one. My parents have never taken. We've got no one to ask on this. So we fucking show up as early as we can. We showed up late, technically, because we got there like 5:30. So we showed up like about an hour after. And then a lot of that was me not knowing how to navigate an airport. Also, ask the cop that the cops at the fucking suck a dick, dude. You've got the easiest job. I'm sorry that your job sucks, but when a girl rolls down her window and she goes, "Hey, I'm a little lost. I'm looking for this place." Don't go, "Well, maybe you should try departures. This is arrivals." And I was like, "All right, dude. You can be a cop, but like that doesn't mean you have to be a cunt. I'm sorry that you work at the airport, it may be full time, but you're standing on a corner waving cars by. You don't have to be an asshole because someone tries to stop and ask for a little bit of fucking help, okay? Now, I'm a I've got nothing against cops. I do have something against fucking dickheads who think they have the right to be a fucking asshole just because they're wearing a uniform and badge. And that goes for any uniform and badge. If you're a fucking cunt and you work for the Wildlife Protection Service, you're still a cunt. It doesn't, like, fuck you. What power, like, I need, like, this is a young woman, a 22-year-old woman asking for help, and you're gonna be a fucking dickhead? That's fucked up, dude. That is fucked up. Don't be an asshole. Okay, just be like, hey, you're in arrivals. When you go up that way, you're gonna like keep right, and you'll like, just say you don't know. Okay, if either be a cunt, say you don't know, or be helpful, and only two of those options are acceptable. And if you don't know, you don't know, and that's fine. But don't be like, who the fuck do you think you are? Being like, well, how about you fucking try being in the right fucking place, dickhead? It's go fuck yourself, okay? I've got no problem with cops, but when you're a fucking asshole just for the sake of being an asshole, I can't stand that shit. There is no need for that. I'm sorry that you suck so much at being a police officer that you pulled airport duty, but that's not on me, okay? Maybe do better at your job. Stop a crime here and there, and you won't get stuck fucking directing traffic like a fucking loser, okay? You're a fucking loser. Don't be pissed off at me and my little sister because you got the shit end of the stick because you're not good at your job, or at the very least, not good enough to be doing a cooler part of your job. Go fuck yourself, dude. Fuck you. I've got all your buddies can be cool. You specifically, you were a cunt. If I could identify you, I would. But you were a fucking asshole for no reason. And that shit fucking drives me up a fucking wall, dude. This fucking I'm happy. I shouldn't say I'm happy living in New England. New England fucking is the only thing good about New England is the fall. Like, this is where I grew up, and that's fine. I'm a nice guy. I'm not an asshole. The people in New England who are like proud of being assholes, that doesn't make sense to me. Where the fuck do you get off? You're like, nah, I am a difficult person to be around. It's fucking awesome. It's like, you don't like having friends? It's you suck and then your friends suck. No one fucking likes you. Okay? No one respects you for being an asshole. No one wants to be your friend because you're an asshole. If you're an asshole and you're proud of it, I'll tell you this, your other friends are just assholes, and you guys are just a group of people that no one wants to spend time with, so you're fucking stuck with each other. And you guys have shitty lives doing shitty things with no money, and you live in a fucking shit apartment or likely in your parents' fucking basement, and you're 45 years old and you'll never move out. Okay, so fuck you guys. If you're an asshole for just for the pride of being an asshole, you fucking suck. Okay, enjoy your dog shit personality. You're gonna go nowhere in life like that. I hope you get hit by a fucking car if if you like the fact that you're an asshole. I hope a fucking e-bike comes by and clips you with the fucking handle and you trip, fall, smack your head on the curb and go into a long coma. Then you put a financial burden on your family that they never recover from. Fuck you, dude. You just like being an asshole? Go fuck yourself. That was an unexpected tangent about that. But my sister made her flight, so that was cool. that that was pretty cool, I guess. I was thinking about this the other day. I was talking with my buddy at work, and I was like, dude, it's gotta feel so good to throw someone out of a baseball game. Like, if you're an umpire, if you're the fucking head ump, you're at home plate or whatever. I don't know which one the head ump is. I'm assuming home plate. If you're the head ump and you get into like a yelling match with like a manager, it's gotta feel so good to toss that manager out. You fucking take the hat off and you're like, you're fucking out of here. Dude, that shit's gotta feel so good. Cause that's your moment. That's your moment. You think calling like a third strike out or whatever, however you word that, you know what I'm trying to say. If you think calling a third strike is like that's where you feel good, it's like, no. The umpire's big moment is when he's chucking someone out of a game. That's when he's all emotion, all out of there. He's like, you're fucking out of there. That shit has to feel so good. It's so fucking good, dude. I don't know how that's like, it's gotta feel good, like, I don't even know how to explain it. It feels good, like, dude, like the first fucking the first hit of fall during football season when you step outside and you're like, it's a little brisk and you smell those fucking leaves rotting on the ground, falling to the earth and becoming mulch for our future green grass. It's got to feel better than when you get that fucking first hit of that, dude. Throwing someone out of as a head umpire, it's got to feel better than like if you haven't had sex in like 4 years and you hook up with this lady and you never dropped your standards once. You're like, she's at least a 6 or a 7. You didn't settle for some fatty just to knock one off the board, you know what I mean? Get back in the win column. You really waited for a woman who you was like, this is an attractive young lady that I would like to sleep with. You wait for one of those. And you get one of those after 4 years and she takes you home and you guys have a nice time. Maybe go out to dinner, hit the movies. Then you go home and you're like, wow, there's another thing. Start heating up and you have sex and you do a good job too. You're not like a fucking insta bust. juggernaut type of guy. You're not like a fucking blowing loads immediately, creaming pants. You're not pulling off one of those moves. You're fucking putting in the work. Things are going good. Things are feeling good. And then once you're wrapping business up, you're like, damn, that felt fucking so good. I missed having sex so much. Throwing someone out of a baseball game as an umpire has to feel better than that. Has to feel better than that nut. There's no way it doesn't. It has to feel better than that nut. What I mean, how could it not? I mean, think of like the best things in the world, like the best feelings in the world that you can encounter. Fucking getting married, seeing your first child, holding them for the first time, ending a dry streak after 4 years with a bait. Dude, hitting a fucking wild parlay. Like a 10-leg parlay. You turn 10 cents into like $1,000. Throwing someone out of a baseball game has to feel that level of good where you're like, this is the fucking best, dude. You have all the power. No one can argue with you. Everyone's going to get into a screaming match. They're going to yell it in your face. You're going to yell in their face. And no matter what happens, your word is law. Dude, if I was an ump throwing someone out of a game, I'd be like, you're fucking out of here. I'm the sheriff in this town. This diamond is my country, boy, and there ain't enough room for the two of us here. You're fucking out of here. It's gotta feel so good. I might become an umpire of a little league team just so that I can accomplish of feeling that good, of throwing someone out. I'll tell the coaches beforehand too. I'll tell them. I'll be like, "Hey, just so you know, I'm going to be looking for any reason to throw you guys out of the game today. Nothing against you. Be on your best behavior. Do your thing. But if I find something, I'm going to toss you. If I find something worth tossing you, I'm going to give you the boot, and you've got nothing that you can do. Or you take the ball cat off, you fucking throw it on the ground. You're like, you're fucking out of here. It's got to feel like a highlight of your life. You think an umpire doesn't go home and talk about that with other people? There's 100% he does, dude. You think the umps don't get into a big meeting and go and hit the umpire bar, hit the ref bar, and fucking tell the story of how they had to throw this guy out, and everyone's like, "Oh, dude, why'd you have to throw him out?" And you go, "Well, you fucking came. He was being a fucking asshole, getting in my face, fucking unsportsmanlike. So I fucking chucked his ass." And all the other umps are gonna be like, "Oh, fucking hell yeah, brother, hell yeah." They're gonna fucking gangbang over that shit. It's gonna be fucking crazy. It's got to feel so good to throw someone out of a baseball game. It might be, I might throw that on my bucket list, honestly, of things to do. Give someone the chuck straight out of the arena, dude. Of the, what is it called? A field? Stadium. Fucking chuck someone out the stadium, dude. Ugh. It's gotta just electric. Dude, you fucking walk away from that one. That's why they squat down so much. They're not trying to get behind home plate and see where that ball's coming in, dude. They're squatting like that because they're trying to hide their big fat boners that they got from fucking calling out shots. They're trying to fucking hey, this baseball is a family friendly sport, okay? It's America's pastime. Tuck the knob away. Okay? Leave the chubby off the screen. That's why they're fucking ducking behind the catcher and fucking squatting down. They're trying to eliminate that bulge out their pants, dude. Trying to keep it family friendly, keep their job so that way they can keep getting hard at work from throwing people out of the game. So this past Friday, I went to a 90s night with my friend. Instead, I skipped out on Rudy Tuesday. Fuck those guys, dude. They did an episode, and a decent amount of the episode, they must have missed me so much. They were missing that extra pop, that extra comedy, that juice that you can get from having the King of Prov on the cast, having the young king sit on the mic. They were missing a little bit of that fucking squirt of power, dude. So they were talking a little bit of shit, so fuck those guys. But I skipped that. I got invited with my friend. She invited me to go to a 90s themed evening at a bar. And now, obviously, because of that, I couldn't record the podcast. It just didn't line up. They're an hour away from each other. It wasn't possible. So they did the Rudy Tuesday without me. I went to this. Now, before I went to this, I was like, I've got some time to kill. I'm gonna go hit the mall. I gotta pick up my new lenses. So I grabbed my new lenses, got my little eyeballs on me, and then I hit the food court, did a little bit of shopping here and there, bought a new shirt, because fuck it, why not? Let me step up my wardrobe a little bit. So I bought a nice mint green linen shirt from, it was Target brand, it was Goodfellow or whatever, but still, it was $30. It was nice, okay? Most of my clothes come from the Salvation Army, because I'm not going to spend, I mostly wear work clothes and gym clothes. I'm not going to spend a fortune on that shit. It's going to get holes and shit in it. And like, I'm not going to buy a t-shirt for $40 or whatever the fuck, just so I can go grind and get sparks and shit all over it. And it's never going to look nice. I'm going to get paint on it or whatever. Why the fuck would I do that? So I bought a nice shirt for $30. I was like, whatever, worth it. Nice linen shirt. I'm going to look like a nice casual hottie for some of these future endeavors I may have coming up, dude. So anyway, while I'm at the mall, I got my food. I'm walking towards the parking lot on my way out of the building. I'm at the other end, so I gotta walk down, do a little people watching on the way. I saw a move that I can only describe as it's a weak move. It's kind of a pussy move. It's a beta cuck kind of move. If I'm being honest, it's a beta cuck move. Dude, I saw a guy with his boys. It was him and his two boys hitting the mall. They were young dudes, young fellas, young bucks, probably around senior year of high school, whether that's 17, 18, 19, I don't know. They're right around their senior year of high school. Hitting the mall on a Friday night. It's fucking good Friday night, dude. That's a hell of a way to spend Friday night if you're still in high school. Not bad. So, I'm this guy, the young boy, he got the Auntie Anne's pretzel bites. Banger move. Not knocking that at all. That shit is good. I almost got it myself, but I was already getting a Johnny Rockets burger and some fries. I did not need to add the pretzel bites on top of it. I'm trying to lose weight. So we cut the pretzel bites for ourselves, but I saw this young man, this young stallion, he had the pretzel bites in the cup. You know how they give you the cup? This is where he made a miscalc. He's way off pace, dude. This is where the beta cuck comes in. He also got a drink. So now he has to hold two cups. He has to hold a cup for his drink and a cup for his pretzel bites. How are you supposed to eat the pretzel bites, dude? Now you got to ask one of your boys to hold your drink so you can take a couple fucking nibbles? Dude, you can't do that. That's a beta move, dude. I don't think that's a boss move at all. I think some people would be like, well, he's gonna get his homie to hold his fucking drink for him. Like the guy holding the drink is the beta cuck. And I disagree. I think it's the beta cuck move to even put your boy in that position. Because if I'm that dude, like, I might grab the cup, but I'm gonna be like, dude, well, how long you think I'm gonna hold this before I set it down? Before I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna take a sip of it eventually. Because his homies did not have drinks; they had pretzels, and then here's this guy with his pretzels and a drink. The guy who got the drink fucked up. You get drinks after. You can hit the pretzels, but you gotta do the drink later on. If it's the pretzel, but you gotta eat them out of a cup, dude. What are you gonna pour them into your mouth? I hope you get a giant piece of salt in your eye. It's gonna fry you, and then you got to go to lens crafters like I did and spend like $600 after insurance on eyeglasses because you fried a retina from not wanting to ask your boy to hold your drink for you because you never should have gotten a drink in the first place. If you've got the pretzel bites, you cannot get a beverage. You get the bites, then you get the bevy after. You finish the bites, then you get something to sip. That's how it works. That's how you got to conduct yourself in a modern day establishment. What if there's an emergency and you got to fucking grab the phone, dude? That you can't because your hands are full because you couldn't wait to have a drink. Because you couldn't go sipless with your snack. Now, it's a hell of a combo. I say, if you're going to fucking pop a squat somewhere, sit down, hang out. Maybe you're at the movies, and then you're going to do pretzels and a drink. Go right ahead, my man. Don't let anyone stop you. But if you're going to be walking around the mall, dude, you gotta wait on the drink. You cannot do the drink at the same time you get the bites. If you were having a handheld item, like if you got a burrito, okay? You can eat a burrito with one hand until a certain point. If you get a fucking fat burrito, it's going to be a little tougher. But you get a burrito, you can walk around, eat a decent sized burrito with one hand, have your drink in the other hand. You might have to set your drink down here and there, peel the foam back a little bit, maybe finish, or the fucking aluminum foil back a little bit, finish the Dorito off. Maybe that's when you ask your fucking fella to your right, hey, hold my cup for a second. Readjust, grab the cup back from him. But you've created a situation where you can't hardly take a single bite of your food without freeing up your other hand with the help of a friend. You are about the age of a young adult. You're just becoming a man. And now you can't eat without the assistance of another human being. And it's not because you're physically incapable. You didn't recently get into an accident. You didn't go paragliding and flying to the side of a mountain or parachuting and come down in a tree and you're fucked up with broken limbs and now you got to eat through a straw or your mom's got to come in and feed you. You ain't in one of those boats. You're just a regular dude walking around the mall and now you need help eating. That's a bad move, dude. You can't do that move, dude. Not a good look. Not a good look. So anyway, so I'm doing that. I see that while I'm at the mall. And I'm like, I'm fucking out of here. I can't do this. Like, thank God I'm leaving. I go, eat the burg in the car, eat a little Johnny Rockets. Little Johnny Rockets double. No big deal. Whatever it's called. It's got bacon on it. Lettuce, so good. I haven't had a burger out in so long because I try not to eat like fast food and stuff. So I think about them all the time. And then I was like, you know what? Today I'm going to. So I got a little John Rocks. And dude, it was so good. And then so I finished that. I go to the 90s thing, get there, catch up with my friend. She's got the tickets. We get into the bar. They're playing some really good music, honestly. I don't know who the band was. Apparently they come around once a year. They're from like fucking Jersey or something. I don't remember. But they were fucking good. But all night, I'm having zero luck. I'm looking around. I'm like, this young woman is with a man. This young woman's with a man. This young woman's with a man. The only people who were even remotely hitting on me were older women who were married. It's preposterous. I don't know what I'm doing, what I was doing wrong, what kind of wrong vibe I was putting out at the 90s night. But I was like, yo, I'm only getting hit on by unavailably hot moms. What the hell is this? One of them bought me a drink. Hey, appreciate it for sure. But also, their husband's over there, and I'm not going to get in any kind of weird situation like that. That's going to make me uncomfortable. I don't want to deal with that. That ain't my game. That's not what I'm about. That ain't how the honky play his cards. Or at least not this honky. So what are we doing? It's just, it struck me as strange. I don't know why. I'm going to stick to my dive bars, not going out to some random place where there is dancing, because I'll fucking dance a little bit. It's going to take me 3 Miller Lights for me to start shrugging my shoulders. I gotta get a couple Milli Vanillis in me if I'm even going to get close to dancing. And dude, fucking, so I'm moving my hips, as much as they can move. Honestly, I fucking, yeah, singing along, jumping, dancing, just having a good time with my friend and her other friends that she had brought with her, and her boyfriend and all that. And we had fun. We had a good night. It was a great time. I got to bed an hour and a half earlier than I would have if I had gone to do Rude Twos. Which also, these guys don't see it coming. They talked a little bit of shit about me on well, now that when this episode comes out, it'll be Friday. So this past Tuesday's episode of Rudy Tuesday, they were talking shit about me because I wasn't there. And it was all in good fun. But also, I'm going to go register the LLC for Rudy Tuesday under my name, and I'm going to buy the URL. Just if we're going to play jokes, I'm going to play jokes way better than they are, okay? They got no idea. They're messing with the King of Prov. The King of Providence is going to come down, rain thunder on their heads, and show them what's up. They have no idea who they are messing with. I just got my tax return. I will buy a website. Do not fuck with me, sir. Had it's a little out of order now, but like, speaking of things that feel good, like throwing someone out of a baseball game feels good. Speaking of things that feel good, it feels good to get like a new like gym crush. Like someone when you're like out there working, when you're at the gym, you're hitting the weights at the local Planet Fitness, and you see a young lady in there and you're like, "Damn, I've never seen you in here before." And you are quite cute and quite attractive. And you seem like you're of reasonable age for me to date. Or at least look at and have a thought like that about. Sometimes you gotta pick them out. So you can't get tripped up. Sometimes you'll be sitting there and you'll look around and be like, and that's a high schooler, so no. You gotta weed them out a little bit. You gotta try and speculate, hey, is this an adult? Or is this a person who looks like an adult? You know what I mean? Like, can this person go to the bar and get a drink without using a fake ID? That's the age bracket that I try and stay within. Can I meet you at the bar? Because if I can't, tough sled. But it's getting a new gym crush is awesome because it's like like a new excitement to have at the gym. Now I'm a guy. I don't do anything with gym crushes. They're just a person who I see while I'm out and doing my thing, and it becomes nothing because I like going to the gym. I'm not gonna muck that up by creating some type of I don't want to have any friction when I go to the gym. If I see no one if I don't talk to anyone at the gym, that's perfect. If I run into a couple of people, I say, "Hey, how are you?" type of thing, like that's fine. A little small talk here and there. Doesn't bother me. Someone asks every now and then someone will ask me for like, "Oh, like I saw you doing this, like, can you tell me a little bit about that?" Yeah, of course. Okay. But having a gym crush is I mean, I've had a million of 'em. I at one time, I think I had like 4 or 5 gym crushes at a time because they don't always go away. You know, sometimes you just move on to another one, but you still hold a special place in your heart for that one that you had before. That you're never gonna do anything about that shit. But every now and then, you hold one in your heart, you know? And you keep a couple of just like, "Hey," like, you know, because your gym cars, they got their own rotation of when they show up. They're not on a set schedule. I'm on a pretty set schedule for me, so I see a lot of the same girls, but they don't go all the time. So you got a little rotation, like, "Hey, I got a new little Monday crush here. That's nice. Oh, I'm gonna see yoga pants today." And then the next day, and you're like, "It's Tuesday? I'm not gonna see yoga pants, but I am gonna see leg sleeve tattoo. That's cool." You know what I mean? Like, "Oh, I'm gonna see curly blonde today." I don't know any of these people's names, but you know what I mean? Like, it's like you get a little shuffle. Sometimes you'll get like 2 gym crushes are there at the same time, and you're like, "This is a crazy love triangle that we're in that's non-existent," but, like, to just for fun, you'd be like, "Oh, well, this is awkward, isn't it, huh?" Like, I don't do that, but you know what I mean? Like, that's a thing that could happen, like, why not? You know? Why not? I think Imma get screwed in this hits parlay, dude. I need Nick Fortes is really not looking good, if I'm being honest. I don't think he's gonna work out. Also, if Dylan Beavers of Orioles fame could get a hit, I mean, I've got 1 inning left here for Nick Fortes, and I don't know if it's gonna happen, dude. I've been the math on these parlays works. You pick like 4 hitters and O'Neal Cruz. I should have just left him. I had O'Neal Cruz in the parlay and I took him out because I didn't think he was worth the money. He hits a home run. He O'Neal Cruz is really good, honestly, for Pittsburgh. They finally have put a roster together around Paul Skeens a little bit here. They don't lose as much as they were last year, which hey, good for them. But I'm waiting on fucking these parlays to hit, and the math is there because it's like, oh, okay, if you hit 1 out of 10, if you're juicing the parlays enough, you hit 1 out of 10, you're making your money back. But you've got to hit that one. you know, to stay afloat. If you hit 1 out of 10, say you put $1 on it every day, and you hit 1 out of 10, that one could get you like $10 and then some change. So you're making the money. You just got to wait for the money to show up. And dude, I am on the verge of going past that 10, which is bad. We're about to be outside that zone of acceptability, and we're gonna have to find another way to get something working on these bets because I've only been doing the hits parlays every day and they're not catching. So I don't know how I'm gonna fucking swing that, but I gotta find a way to change the fortune here. The strategy is very simple. I go, who hasn't who hasn't gotten a hit in a while? And I don't bet the big money. I'm not betting Aaron Judge or fucking Gunnar Henderson and shit like that. Like those guys where their odds are like minus 267 because that shit ain't worth it, dude. But if you give me like if I can catch a Jazz Chisholm around the minus 160, you put a couple of those guys into a parlay. You put 2 160s together, now you're in plus money on a parlay. And that's only 2 hitters. You throw 3 or 4 in there all around minus 150 or better, minus 120, or if you can get it that high. And you look at those guys and you go, who hasn't had a hit in a while? And you go, this man's due. Or you look at a guy and you're like, wow, he's really hot. He's gotten a hit like 6 or 7 games in a row. You go, yeah, I'm not betting on that guy. because how long can that go on for before you just like, I'm gonna be the guy who catches them at a bad game, so I'm doing the reverse, and I just go, "Hey, I'm gonna keep with the guys who are due." And then if they don't get a hit, then they're in the parlay the next either the next day or the next time that they play. They make it back into the parlay because I'm like, "Well, eventually you're gonna get a hit because you have to. You haven't gotten a hit in 4 games. You're gonna get a hit any day now. It's just that's the math of it. That's just how it goes." But it becomes like, dude, if I think we're at like 8 or 9 right now parlay. I didn't count, but we're getting right up there with like oh fuck, one of these needs to hit or we're gonna be in bad shape. You know, we're like we're gonna have to find a way to pivot off of this. I don't even know if I want to say like add more legs. Or we've been doing 4 hitters. If we go up to 5, like that might not work. I don't know how to solve the problem. I'm gonna try and get my friend to give me like to make a good luck spell. I'll do anything to change the tides, dude. I'll fucking wake up one night and pray to the moon, whatever I need to do to make this shit happen, but this shit's not working right now. Cody Belanger, we needed him to get a hit in the parlay, dude. He got one in the first inning. That's efficiency. Cody Belanger might be a go-to guy. So we really are just waiting on Dylan Beavers of the Orioles and Nick Fortes of the Tampa Bay Rays. And I think Fortes, I don't even know how to say his name. I think old Nicky Blue Eyes is going to be the one who screws us a little bit on this parlay. I think that's the way it's going to go. I guarantee you we're going to get 3 out of 4 on this bitch, and that's going to suck. And the money that we will have made off of it is not going to be enough to make up fully for the money spent. We're still going to be down. Now it'll be fractions. Because I bet in 10 cents frames on these parlays because it's just fucking tough. But you gotta make something. So if I'm down 4 cents by the end of tonight because I got 3 out of 4 and those 3 hit and I make the money off the singles, but then the parlay obviously doesn't hit. Well, now I'm down the 20 cents that I put on the 10 cents on the parlay and the 10 cents on the hitter. No one gives a shit about this, but you know what I mean. The fucking gambling is hard, but it's fucking awesome. It's one of my favorite things in the world to do. So let's just fucking going forward, we're gonna be rooting for Dylan Beavers and Nick Fortes. And if they get hits tonight, great. And if they don't, then we're gonna be on the parlay tomorrow. That's just how it goes, brother. But you didn't have to cut me off. Said I like it and you meant it and we were nothing. Now and then I need your love. But you treat me like a stranger and I feel so close. But I didn't have to stoop so low. I don't know the words to that song, but I watched that movie. I will say this: I watched that movie Balls Up, uh, with Mark Wahlberg and Paul Walter Hauser. First off, Paul Walter Hauser is a fantastic. He can do anything. I'll watch any movie that guy's in. He's so good. All his dramatic roles, banger. All his comedy roles, banger. This movie was absurd. It wasn't like as good as like, those Will Ferrell movie like Step Brothers, Old School, Talladega Nights. It wasn't like those in terms of how funny it was, but it did feel more on pace of like, oh, we're getting back to making like real bona fide comedy movies. And like fuck, that's cool. That feels good. That's a fun thing that we are getting back into. And you gotta love that shit, dude. It's so much fun to be like, oh, we're gonna go and like watch a fucking just banger of a comedy. But they don't make comedies like that anymore, which sucks. They don't make movies that are like hitting the theater where you're just like, we've got this guy with the draw, like we don't have a fucking all timer like a Will Ferrell hitting the theaters every year, once a year with a fucking banger movie where you get some improv, you get some iconic moments, some iconic lines. all that shit is like straight to streaming now, and that kind of sucks, dude. Like, cause there's nothing. A comedy movie is so fun and so quotable, and they bring people together in a way that other kinds of movies just don't. Because like, think of the movie Step Brothers. And dude, you could sit around when that was going around, even years after that was going around. You could sit around with your boys and quote that movie for like just for an hour. And all you're doing is talking about like that movie. I can't do that with any, and I love movies. I mean, I've seen a bunch of great ones. I did a Matt Damon binge all day. Instead of doing anything productive for this podcast, I spent an entire 8-hour shift of my Sunday watching old Matt Damon movies. I was watching The Rainmaker, Rounders, The Legend of Bagger Vance. I spent all day watching exclusively Matt Damon movies, and they were good, but I'm not fucking quoting them to my buddies and like hanging out talking about The Legend of Bagger Vance. But if I had fucking popped on Step Brothers, you think I'm rolling into work the next day talking about Step Brothers, quoting Step Brothers, saying a funny line. Dude, dude, when he fucking falls out of he's like, you think about that, and he pulls up his shirt, he's got the abs, and he gets like fucking socked in the face and falls out of the treehouse. That's all 45-year-old men. It's such an iconic movie, and people rally around great comedy movies like that more than any other genre, and they're like they will not put that stuff in the theater anymore, and that's fucking bullshit, dude. I'm been slowly working on trying to write a movie, like a comedy movie that is built to be like an old school style comedy where you just go like, we're just trying to make each other laugh in the moment, and just see like if we can get this shit back to like to cinema, dude. Having like is there that's up there with the fucking What Feels Good, dude. Throwing an ump out, or an ump throwing people out, getting a new gym crush, and fucking sitting in a theater and laughing with a giant group of strangers, and you're like, we are all collectively having a fucking really good time watching this movie. And it's like you're laughing with your friends, and you're making friends with these people, and you can walk out of the theater and you're like, oh, did you see that was fucking so funny. There is a magic involved with comedy movies at the theater that you just can't get in the same way. It's not the same experience as watching a more serious film or an action film or just something that's just not flat out a comedy. And that shit sucks. And it's disastrous that we are not putting those in theaters anymore. We're sending them straight to streaming so that like you watch a comedy at home by yourself and you're like, yeah, it was enjoyable. But how many times do you really laugh out loud? Rarely. But now pop that flick on with someone sitting next to you, and all of a sudden it's a way better movie. It's a way better time. Comedy is meant to be enjoyed in masses. It's meant to be enjoyed in groups. I'll watch a good YouTube stand-up special on like my ride home or something, and I tell other people about it so they can know and go watch it themselves, and then we can chat about it later because that's as good as it's going to get. But all the straight to streaming comedy movies, it's like, dude, we're missing a crucial part of the filmmaking industry and the film watching experience by not having those be more pushed in movie theaters. And that is a fucking egregious error to be making. I understand the money aspect of it, but if we would just push them the same way, like, I mean, we're not going to get Mission Impossible traction on some of these things. There's just no way. No one's making a blockbuster comedy. And that's why all these things go to streaming. But it's like, dude, let's fucking put some into the theater. A $30 million movie. You're telling me we can't find a way to make a $30 million comedy be profitable? It's everyone's chasing after these $100 million box office hits, and it's like, let's hit some of these fucking let's hit a couple singles, dude. We don't have to get the home run every time. Let's get a first down, and then we'll worry about getting the touchdown. You know what I mean? You're not gonna fucking score a goal every time you hit the puck at the net, brother. You gotta make some plays, though. You gotta move towards it. You gotta have a strategy. And I don't even know how I got on this topic, but dude, fucking comedy movies not being as pushed at the theater nowadays is insanely disastrous and sad, and it's taking away a lot of shared experience that is great for people to have. It's great to build community. Now we're all laughing at the same stuff. Like you need we need Will Ferrell to go and make a hit now more than ever. We need him and John C. Riley to do something. All the guys from Anchorman, do something. Give me a Paul Rudd, fucking Steve Carell, that other guy who says whammy all the time in Anchorman. I can never remember his name, dude. We gotta be making more comedy movies like that. Also, you know what we've drifted away from making? We don't make rom-coms the way we used to anymore either. When's the last time? Like, think of like fucking Failure to Launch or fucking Fool's Gold or How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. All those Matthew McConaughey rom-coms that are like, yo, these are fucking bangers. When's the last time we had one of those come out, dude? Like a fucking real, truly fucking great rom-com like that, dude. They don't make them like that anymore. It's terrible. The movie industry is in shambles. Just everyone waiting for their blockbuster hit. And A24 isn't doing it, but they only make weird stuff. A24 doesn't make anything that's like silly. They make everything that A24 does is like supposed to make you think or have some kind of panic attack while you're sitting there watching it. Like it's all love of the game shit and they're giving people shots, but everything is weird. Nothing is just fun, dude. Let's just make a fun movie. But I don't even know how I got on that topic, but we're going to wrap the show for today, guys. New setup, new mic. It's hopefully it comes out great. I'm going to try figuring out some of these more buttons. I've got a change voice button on this thing. Don't know how that works, but we're going to solve that fucking maybe. I don't know. There's custom buttons. I don't know what custom could even mean, but we're going to solve some things on this, guys. We're going to be ramping things up. Maybe we'll fix the lighting. Maybe that's next on the docket. I don't know, dude. I got a couple hundred. I got $200 back in taxes, so we fucking have a little bit of money to play. But you guys have been great. Thank you so much for listening. Go follow me on Instagram. That's Pat O'Connor Comedy on Instagram, and go check out Rudy Tuesday. I was talking shit, but I love those guys over there on Rudy Tuesday. I'll be back next week with a brand new episode. Those come out every Tuesday at 7. Our show here, Pat on the Back, comes out every Friday at 7. And you guys have been fantastic. Thank you so much for listening.